I don't know, I don't need to do that, but I did it anyway. Hey, everybody, I'm here with Tom Cram, once again of DOD and Digitech, and so a lot's happened since we last talked to each
how
other.
long has it been since we did the podcast?
That was 2020.
Oh my God.
I know.
Yeah, a lot of stuff has happened since then.
No new X-Files, though.
Nah, that's true. It's a disappointment.
It is, damn.
Let's see, so we talked when I was full on doing Spiral stuff.
Yes.
And now, of course, now things have changed. Well, let me give you the quick rundown as to what happened. So Harman sold Harman was sold to Samsung.
Right, Samsung.
And then Cortec bought Digitech and DOD from Samsung, but Harman still is owned by Samsung. So it's a little weird.
They just bought that intellectual
that one's
property.
Small. Yep.
Cool.
Yeah, just the Digitech and DOD stuff. And the cool thing about that is Cortec is the parent company of Cort Guitars.
Right.
So they're a private MI company. They know guitarists.
Yes.
They know what we like. And so it's been great. They've kind of basically said, we want you to get Digitech and DOD back to where it was.
Love that, man.
And they haven't interfered. They basically said, you execute on your 5-year plan that you had already made.
Yeah.
And to be honest with you, I was a little skeptical because Spiral's been doing great.
Yeah.
But then they're letting me keep doing Spiral too.
That's
so
amazing.
It's weird.
It seems
it's
like
cool.
they seem like they have a lot of respect for the history of the brand and you in particular.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, I didn't expect that because what I was thinking is, not Cortec in particular. I figured that any new buyer was just going to buy the name, slap it on a bunch of stuff, and call it good. That's not what they're doing.
Yeah, I remember seeing with the news broke, people kept saying like that they hope they brought you back basically, and instead of just buying it and then doing kind of like is it TC Electronics, it's just kind of pushing out the old stuff, not really a lot of innovation, and it's like not what you want to see happen to those brands that did so much for music, period.
Yeah, it's one of the cool things about NAMM. Even though NAMM is also weird, speaking of everything's weird right now, but one of the cool things about NAMM is I get to talk to guitar players who, DOD and Digitech were like a formative part of their, guitar playing development. Because it was for me too,
Yeah.
My first pedal was first modulation pedal was a DOD pedal.
Yeah.
And so
Which one?
It was the 201.
Okay.
And then I had a 490 after that because it was thicker and sounded cooler,
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's there's a lot of goodwill, people who want it to work. Because I think part of it too is I'm gonna try to figure out how to say this
Diplomatically.
Diplomatically. The contrast between what's happened over the past 5-ish years and now is pretty apparent to guitar players, I think.
Yeah.
So.
That was very diplomatic.
Was it? Okay.
that was really diplomatic, yeah. So, is there anything coming up new that we could be expecting, or are we just still like rebuilding, making sure the manufacturing's going well? Because I know people they're buying the 250s, the rubbernecks,
Yep.
which I didn't have a lot of time with the rubberneck when I did have it, so it's been really great to really dig into that.
So you've been messing with it more?
Oh yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Because I got one, but it wasn't mine. So I had to film it and give it back. So being able to take some time with it this time, it's been really a lot. It's an amazing pedal.
It does a lot, doesn't it?
It does a lot.
I kind of designed it to be an instrument in and of itself, so it kind of becomes an extension. Because I love that I'm a fuzz guy, so I love it when you find the right fuzz, and all of a sudden you're not playing your guitar anymore, you're playing the fuzz along with the guitar. So I wanted a delay that did kind of the same thing.
Yeah, I think it did it. And I love the effects loop.
Oh yeah.
I love putting different things through those effects loops.
Well, so to get to your question though, before we veer off into guitar geek talk, not that there's anything wrong with that. I'm always working on new stuff. I'm hoping to have a new DOD pedal out before the end of this year. In fact, I have a prototype here that I'm not showing, but it exists.
Yes.
So yeah, there's new stuff in the works, but the most important thing right now is a lot of stuff over the past 5 years has fallen out of production. Even the whammy, and so we've had our hands full just getting stuff moving it back into stores and things like that. So it's first things first,
Yeah. So another question I had is, how is the way you're approaching Digitech, DOD, new stuff different from how you've been approaching Spiral Effects for the past several years?
Oh, that's a hard question.
Good.
So so Digitech and DoD, the engineering capability is way greater than I can do for Spiral, because Spiral's just me.
Yeah.
So I just smacked the mic. Sorry about that.
Oh, it's okay.
When I'm developing something for Spiral, it takes me a long time because I have an idea and I'm not an engineer. I'm a hack. So I kind of have to mess with stuff and figure it out. It takes a long time, but there's no pressure for it to happen fast. You know what I mean? Whereas with Digitech and DoD, if I have an idea, I have the resources to be able to get something done quick. And so my inclination is to go quick.
Yeah.
However, having said that, I just had a conversation with a guitar player earlier. It was Noah from DBA.
Oh yeah, I saw him over there.
Yeah, and he was like, I think what you're saying there is actually self-imposed, and he might be right. So I've kind of been doing a little rethinking on that.
I'm sure he is.
I may not have to run as fast as I used to.
Maybe not. Yeah. I mean, I get the pressure to. It's been so long. And I'm sure you had so many ideas.
Excitement.
Yeah. Because you had I'm sure you had so many ideas, and then all of a sudden, just like the rug pulled out from under you.
Yeah, just got cut right off.
Yeah, so it almost feels like I'm guessing that you have a lot to catch up on.
I do feel a lot of pressure that way, but that's the cool thing is none of that pressure is coming from Cortec. They're just like, do your thing, man. But I feel I'm doing it again. Yeah. I feel the pressure to get a bunch of shit done.
Yeah, it's good to have that. I have a lot of anxiety, and I always talk about anxiety exists on a bell curve. So there's a point where if you don't have enough anxiety, you never get anything done. If you have too much anxiety, you never get anything done. But there's a sweet spot in the middle where it's just that okay, gotta get up and go.
Yeah, so it's not like a house on fire. No. It's like a fire in a furnace. You gotta have it just kind of burn in there.
Yeah. Exactly.
Anxiety is fuel.
It can be. It can be when it's tamed and managed well and all that stuff. But it seems like the response has been really great. People are so excited for the brand to come back and
a lot of goodwill. I mean, like I said, it's kind of part of guitar players' lives at this point. So there's that responsibility too. So that's another reason I feel like going fast. It's like I know what people want. Well, I mean, you look online and people are like, make a buzz box. And so I'm sitting there going, God, I better make a buzz box. Or recently, Bad Monkey, make a Bad Monkey. Oh, so I feel that pressure. But I need to do the rock and roll thing and just do my thing.
Do what you want. So I always say a boss I had said, people say there are no rock and roll emergencies. Have never worked in rock and roll.
That's true.
Yeah, there's a lot of emergencies there. A lot of them are really stupid.
Well, especially pre-gig, man. I mean, it's like the first 2 hours before a show is nothing but emergencies.
Nothing but emergencies. Why do my IMs have a limiter on them? Where's it coming from? And why is this buzzing?
My guitar sounds like shit.
Why sound bad right now?
I forgot how to play.
Your fingers just stopped working. I get it. Well, is there anything else you want to talk about? I want to be respectful of your time.
Well, not to get too smooshy, but I appreciate everyone's support and I appreciate everyone's goodwill with us coming back. It does mean a lot. And with Roger and Jim and Parker, those are the engineers that are now part of Digitech and DoD. They read all the stuff. It's not just me going on the forums. They read all that stuff too. So they see all the goodwill and they're feeling it. It's awesome.
It's palatable everywhere. Everyone's so excited, and even more excited when you were announced to have been brought in. So I'm sorry, I did have one question. Did you know? Did they reach out to you before they announced it all, or was it a little bit later?
I knew nothing about it. I knew nothing about it.
Wow, that must have been.
It was weird.
An exciting, weird kind of time. Yeah.
And in fact, I was really, really negative. I didn't know who it was at that point. But when I heard, so my inbox just freaked out, it just blew up. And people were saying, did you hear about the sale and that kind of stuff? And I didn't know who it was, so I was just like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care who it is. It's not good. It's not good news. That's behind me.
It's good to have the low expectations. You can only go up from there, right? Yeah.
Yep. But then I started meeting everybody, and June, who's the main Cortec guy, he and I hit it off, and he's got a great respect for Digitech and DoD, and I didn't expect that at all. And he wants it to be cool again, and that's what I want too. So when everything, I sound like somebody who's talking about their ex-girlfriend or something like that. I moved on and all that kind of stuff. But when I did not expect for our interests to be so aligned, and they are. It's awesome.
That's awesome. Yeah.
That's cool.
Cool. Well, thanks again, Tom. Thanks for watching. Thanks for understanding. Check out some links in the video description for more information, links to buy, stuff like that. Until next time, my name is Emily.
I'm Tom Cram.
Goodbye.
Forget offset.
Oh, I forgot to say that.